like a YouTube. So I was thinking, I guess, first of all, just an overall welcome. It sounds like Lisa has to jump off when she can, but 2:31, so we'll officially get started. I just, first of all, wanted to welcome everybody to our first ever ABC training as a team. This was something I had rolling around in my head for a while, and Chris and Aline, who you guys will meet more in a minute, have suggested that it would be much more efficient to do all-in-one trainings rather than individual, which has its merits. And I think, especially, we just brought a brand new person on board last week. And so I think there is merit in doing like one or two first-time ones, just because, as you all know, there's a huge leap as you grab this learning curve from ABC. So welcome. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for being here, taking time out of your day to do this. I'm hoping it truly is more efficient for you all as well. And again, I want to thank you for all of your hard work. I mean, that's one thing with ABC transcription. I think the biggest character trait I see across our team is tenacity, because it takes a lot of dedication to keep after it, keep learning, working to master this work. And you guys are all dedicated to excellence, which makes our company phenomenal. And I just sincerely appreciate everything that you guys do for us. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So I was going to just do kind of what we started with Lisa, just a quick little round of introductions, your name, where you're from, how long you've been in transcription with ABC, and then even Lisa can take a minute too, just to share, something about yourself that you'd like to share with the team. Anybody want to start off? Do I just name names?
Nobody's going to volunteer.
Yeah. Okay, Chris, you're at the top. Go.
Put Chris in there.
My name is Chris Grody. I have been with ABC for a good solid 2 months-ish.
Yeah.
Been involved in transcription for a good solid 2 months-ish. But I have been involved in copy and as a copywriter for nearly a decade. Obviously, a ton of proofing, copy editing, and things of that nature, just by the nature of my business. So it's been a fun trip to learn how to do that more efficiently. Much of my business coaching now is focused on helping others to write better copy. So being able to look at somebody's things and move quickly to come up with that has been is a new focus for me. So it really bookends really nicely in with ABC, and I'm really enjoying it, frankly. And as far as something exciting about me personally, my novel will be coming out on or about September the 1st. So I'm super excited about that.
Very cool. Keep us posted on that. Awesome. Thank you.
Will.
All right, let's go Claire next. I'm just going in the order of the rows on my Zoom. So
I'm Claire. My last name is Hazard, which my mother says is a very appropriate last name for me. And I live in New York. And I've been with ABC now since late January. And my background is in public policy and writing just a lot for lobbying firms and things like that. But this is much different, but I am really enjoying it and actually learning a lot. I feel like, well, Paula knows I go down a lot of rabbit holes because I find certain things intriguing. Found out at 2 a.m. yesterday that water conservation isn't that great for water treatment plants. So that sent me down. That was a half-hour loss. I don't have many exciting things. I have a very, really boring life. I did once appear on the David Letterman show. So that's the most exciting thing about me, probably. Yes.
Thank you, Claire. That's awesome. Yes, she was an angel, and we had one of our transcriptionists just had some big problems, and Claire swooped in and picked up a last-minute full hour at the 18th hour and got everything in on time. So we were rocking and rolling and on time for our clients. So again, kudos to Claire. Thank you. And rabbit holes abound. Yes, we're working on those, but that's good. Okay, Letty, how about you?
Hi, I'm Letty. I live in Kansas, and I've been transcribing for 12 or 13 years now. I've been with ABC for, I think, 10. And outside of ABC, I'm also transcribing interviews for qualitative research projects. So I get a wide variety of topics through that, talk about rabbit holes. And let's see, something about myself. Well, my husband and I are just getting into kayaking here recently. Our
Oh,
kids are
cool.
flown the coop, and we've always been big into hiking and camping. And so we're excited to start traveling some new places and getting out on the water.
Good. That sounds
Good.
great.
Good for you.
Awesome.
And I didn't tell anybody, I'm in Statesboro, Georgia. So there you go. Sorry, I got all excited about talking about transcription.
That's funny. Thanks, Chris.
Okay.
All right, Arlene.
Hi, I'm Aline Grody, and you can see I am connected to Chris Grody over there. I am his favorite mother, and he is my favorite child, as in fact, my only child. I'm a retired interior designer. I got my degree out of New York. Born and raised in New York, Long Island, South Shore of Long Island. I live in St. Mary's, Georgia right now, which, dear God, I don't know how we wound up here, but we're right here. We can look over into Florida. We're on the river. So, but we like it. We're happy here. My husband's not retired. He still works. I did a tremendous amount of volunteer work after I retired. And I really did too much volunteer work at some point, and I decided I needed to take a step back. So I stepped off of a couple big committees of chairmanship and the end of the last year, and I started doing some things for myself. I'm taking art, which I just love. I am a docent at the Cummer Museum, which is a big museum in Jacksonville, Florida, very historic museum, which I love, a deacon in my church. I'm active in my community, and when this opportunity came up, Chris called me one day and said, "You think you'd like to do a little?" I'm not supposed to say this, but I am his favorite proofreader. I'm probably not supposed to tell you all that, but I really am. So he volunteers me on occasion when he checks things out with that, some help for him. And he called me and he said, "Would you think you'd be interested, Mom? It's only part-time. You still have your own time." And I said, "Well, let's look into it and see what it is." So like Chris, I've been here for a whole 2 months. Well, I think it was June the 15th was our first meeting. So, but who's counting? And I'm enjoying it. I'm learning. And it's something, as I said, I've been doing proofreading. So that's one thing. But this is a new venture. And I really am enjoying it. And I'm so glad to meet everybody, because seeing just initials on our transcript, on the Flagstaff that our page that we have, I said, I wonder who these people are. But now we know, and now we know where we're coming from. So I think that's awesome, and I'm looking forward to working with everybody. I think this is a great idea. We're meeting like this once a month. I think it's really a good idea for all of us to stay in touch. I think it's important. And thank you, Paula, for doing this. We do all appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure.
That's it for me.
Thank you, Arlene. Appreciate it. And I believe Lisa, if you're still there, if you want to chime in with something about yourself, you're welcome to, other than you hate the heat.
I don't know. So I guess before I did transcription, I worked in the travel industry, and that was a lot of fun, and I got to do a lot of traveling. And I do miss that. The benefits were great, but the pay wasn't really. And outside of ABC, the bulk of the transcription I do is for the New York City Department of Education, even though I'm in California.
Oh, cool.
So
Interesting.
yeah,
All these New York connections, isn't that crazy?
yeah, it is kind of funny because I mean, I've been there, it's been 20 years and my dad was born and raised in the Bronx, but yeah, somehow I ended up doing transcription for the New York City Department of Education. So I guess that's it.
Great, great. And Valentine, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, maybe a little quiet. I don't know if that's, can everyone else hear her?
Just let me know if this is better.
Much.
Yes. Yes.
Much. Welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in transcription and all that fun stuff.
Hi guys. So clearly I feel like the last one here. So I'm Valentine. I'm from Kenya. I've been doing transcription I'm headed to 7 years now. I started transcription just as a joke, right? Because I think in Africa, we really don't believe in online work. We always have that perception of really you'll get scammed and all that stuff. So when I started transcription, it was more like, you know what, this doesn't seem easy. So let me try it out. Maybe it'll pay in the end. And I feel 5 years later, more than 1,000 students trained and taught on how to apply to online websites and work for themselves and earn online. And then after doing that, I felt like I was a bit tired of doing general transcription. And so I was looking around to see what else could I do with, transcription, got into the summaries. And then that's how I ended up bumping into ABC transcription because I had gotten a lot of interest in the meeting minutes. Lovely to meet you guys and hoping to learn so much from you.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys. Yay. So we still are missing, let's see, we have 7. So we're still missing about 4 others from the team, and they will be bopping in and out as they can. And just to clarify, this is going to be a weekly training. So every Wednesday, 2:30 p.m.
Oh,
and
cool.
what I'd like to do is take, I'll probably just trying to shift my brain to it as well, right? There's might be a couple of certain transcripts that we come across, whether it's proofing through Chris and Aline or myself. We might just take a couple snippets of meetings and maybe talk about some consistent things that we're seeing throughout across the team. And I don't know if you were on yet, Valentine, but for our newer members, and Valentine's one of them, I think she just submitted her first file last week. So welcome, Valentine. For our very newer people, I'll do a couple of one-on-ones still, but I would like to just really start moving all of our training really onto these Wednesday meetings. And they might be, 15, 20 minutes, but no more than an hour ever. We're just going to shut it off. Nobody needs to hear me talk that long. So, and part of that the agenda really is I also want it to be about you guys. I find that myself, I learn more when I'm responding to questions that I have myself. And so, be prepared if you have some things that you've come across in minutes, or you've heard somebody say, or, you got your edits back and you went, what the heck? More than happy to use that as our training. So knowing that we're going to be doing this every Wednesday, take your own notes, or, send me a little thing like, hey, Paul, I'd like to be on the agenda. Or I'd like to talk to everybody about something, because that will help everybody, I think, learn more quickly, because we all learn differently. And not everybody learns like me. And especially those of you who've been with me a while, I'll say something and it's not communicating right. So it's always good to get things mashed up a little bit. So, so as far as what we were going to do, I was thinking of today is I just a couple of overview things. And this happens even with our newer team members and sometimes our older ones, but just checking through the guidelines again. I'm going to just share screen. So we've done something a little bit newer with our Trello board. For those of you who've been with us a while, I'll probably have to say that a few times, but I've added the whole row over here where it says announcements and resources. So the Welcome to Transcription tab has everything that you more seasoned ABC transcriptionists receive. The acronyms are there, general information, and general formatting. So if you have questions about how something might be, check those out first. The general formatting has more to do with our meetings per se and our clients. And then the general information has to do with like what we need, what ABC needs from you as a team, like how do you title your files? Because you can imagine, we're working into almost 35 to 40 meetings a month. We have 3 cities on standby waiting to get on our list. We are cooking like things are hot. So little things like, making sure that you name your file correctly with your initial at the end and all that is so helpful for us and our proofers, because we just have so many meetings and it's so easy just to change the title as you're saving it, but it gets very arduous when you times that by 10 transcriptionists, right? Something else that's in that is also like for invoicing. One thing that I've seen sometimes move away from is we really want to make sure that when you're invoicing that you convert it to hours. Every once in a while, I'll still see invoices that have, 45 minutes instead of 0.75 hours. And that really helps Laura, our virtual assistant. She is helping me invoicing so we can get you guys paid faster, because I am the bottleneck in this operation. So the easier we can make her job, the faster everybody gets paid, and therefore everybody's more happy. So look for those documents. The other update I would say about these quote unquote guidelines is that I do have Carrie O'Leary. She used to be our transcriptionist. Oh my goodness, probably 6 or 7 years ago. She's actually creating basically an ABC handbook that will include all of our guidelines that you saw in that little in our, what do we call it, our welcome packet. It'll include a lot of information that we've gleaned over the time. Like I know we had one of our transcriptionists did kind of a review of everything for Hillsborough meetings. This is what she consistently used. A couple other transcriptionists have done that. So that is valuable information that we're inserting in this guideline. And my goal is to have that signed, sealed, and delivered by the end of the year. So that will be a great resource for you guys to have.
Yeah.
So other things in this announcements and resources, you can go through it. It tells our team meetings. It'll have the link in there. Reminder not to delete anything from the Dropbox files. There's specific information. So this is going to be something you can check out to see, you know, if you have questions or if you need something. And if you have a suggestion, would love to throw it in there. That would be great. Okay, stop share. One thing too, and I'm not sure, well, this is going to be recording, so it'll be helpful. As you're walking through the Trello process, you know, this is a fantastic production management system. So pre-assigned, you know, Maddie will notice that she's got a Wilsonville Budget Committee meeting here waiting for her. We're just waiting for some content from staff. But once it's moved to assigned, then it's you guys, right? So if you're working on a file, then you're just going to move, I'll use this Westland file as an example. If you're working on it, you're going to just put it in files and process. And that's going to tell me and Laura that, yeah, Chris and Caroline are on that file. They know they're working on it or whatever. You're downloading the information and you've got what you need. Once it's completed, then it goes to draft file complete. This is where myself and our proofers will take over, and then we'll ultimately get it transferred over to submit to invoice. So I've seen some of those just languishing, even though they're completed, they're still in the assigned column. I've also seen where, you know, some files will end up being like above the list, the intro. So just make sure that's below. Other than that, that's Trello. And any questions about Trello or our processes, or just kind of those kind of processes?
Oh, but that's a good overview. Thank you.
Okay.
For us, for the new people, for the newbies, Chris and I.
Yeah.
Well, I can't speak for Chris, but I'm speak for Mom.
We appreciate it, Mom. Okay, and then just a couple overall things, and it's things that we've talked about sometimes individually, but one thing I've noticed, and I think it's because we're using templates from our cities, or maybe a template or a sample that you may have used from another transcriptionist. And so we're just kind of tightening up some of these items. Let me see if I can, I'm going to just go to, this is the Banks City Council meeting, a recent edit, but I'm pulling it for two reasons. One is the bulleting. And this happens especially with the city of Redmond. I think their templates are a little off, but I'm a little OCD. I'll admit it. So when we have bullets, let me just watch your eyes, don't get dizzy. I'm going to scroll for a quick second here. Okay, for instance, like all of our margin settings will always line up exactly with the hash marks in the ruler. So sometimes I'll come, we'll get a draft and all of the bullets are set just off the pace, as opposed to being lined up right on the half mark of the ruler. Does that make sense? Can everybody see that okay? After you get into even a 5-page document, adjusting every single bullet gets trying. So if y'all could just double check that, they should be in your templates. And if you're having that issue, just do, once you've changed, before you do your final, save that as your template for the bank's meeting, for instance. And then once you pull that up, all of those, everything will just be set up and you will not have to keep redoing that. Another amazing tool, and some of you are familiar with it, is the format painter. So if we have, let's try to get, there we go. So if we have, let's say item number 4 is the one that's askew, we'll make it really obnoxious over here. If you use format painter, all you do is this, we know that item number 3 is aligned like we want it. You keep your flashing cursor in there, go up to the toolbar, find your paintbrush, it's format painter. You'll see the image changes to a paintbrush when you're over the text. And then you just go down to what you want to change and click, and it will automatically align everything perfectly. It takes a lot of time to grab these little things and moving them around every single time. With format painter, you can also click on that. If you double click, you can then change more than one item and it'll just do the whole thing. So you can play with that, but it's a great shortcut and it helps keep everything aligned. So, and then the same with the margins. So both the margins and, the bulleting, everything should just be aligned as you see that, so that it's right on the hashtag. Does that make sense? Any questions? I know I do tend to talk fast and I just, I forget that I assume what I know instead of plugging in. So everybody good? Head nods, shaking heads.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Awesome. Okay.
I had a question. Sorry, Paula.
Go ahead.
Is there a master list of what each template should look like, or the bulleting conventions by city?
The bulletin conventions across all cities are the same.
Okay.
Where we use this little dot, but you're right, it would be great to have a master document with, these are the bulleting sets. These are the fonts for this city, that city. That is the fonts and so forth is something that Carrie's working on in that master guidelines document. So yes and no. That's a great idea. We're working on it, but I don't have anything specific. So that's where I'm trying to, when you get your final back with your edits, that final document will have everything lined. So then you align, so you can use the final as your template for all meetings for that board. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think I'm working off of a template that I made at least for one of the cities that wasn't based off of a final. So it's probably why all my,
Yeah, check it out. And if you have a question, just shoot me an email.
Okay.
Sounds good. I think other than that, we're right at 54 minutes. So questions and answers, I'm sorry I've shortened that for you guys. Excuse me. Anybody has, someone's got something in the chat. Yahoo. Oh, that was Lisa. Lisa leaving. You guys saw that. Got that. Okay.
Leaving, yeah.
All right. Okay. Any questions that you guys have pressing or you'd like to run by before we end for today?
I have a tip to share.
Please.
Oh, yeah.
If you're new to Trello, Paula was talking about forgetting to move the card, and I was really bad about that at first. And the more I learned about Trello, I learned they've got all kinds of automations. And I've set up an automation where as soon as my files are uploaded, the card is automatically moved to the right column. So if you're new to Trello, maybe look into some of those different automations because it makes your life a lot easier.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Would you be Letty, would you be willing next week to just walk us through how to do one of those?
Yeah.
I can do that. Yes, please.
That'd be great. Okay, so next week, Letty's going to show us how to set up some automation with Trello, which it's all about systems, right, Chris?
Actually, I'm not going to be on the live call next week. I just remembered.
Okay.
So pencil me in for 2 weeks from now.
or could I ask you this, or could I?
Up.
I was going to say, are you familiar with Use Loom, Letty?
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, it's called Use Loom, and it allows you to demonstrate, and it records on video with an inset of your head and it takes the audio while it demonstrates you clicking through on a website or whatever. So it's a really handy tool. We use it with some coaching stuff. We do a lot of automation in my other business. And so we use that quite frequently when we're trying to show somebody changes we want to have made, or one of our programmers changes that we want to have made or whatever. So use Loom, very handy and free.
Free. Very good.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah. Would you mind typing that into the chat box just so I have the exact
Absolutely.
name?
Fantastic.
you.
Love of this
Yeah, I will
collaboration.
get that recorded. Okay.
Okay. That'd be
Thank you.
great.
Yeah, I will record that so that you guys do have it for next week.
That'd be
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then that can
Yeah.
go over in the Trello card over on the left-hand column.
Yep.
Setting up automations in Trello.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. That's great. All right. Well, I want to be respectful of your time. Is there any other, we've got a couple minutes left. Is there any other questions or comments or tips anyone would like to share?
No, I just thank you very much, guys, for taking the time out of your personal days, evenings, etc. And Valentine, my God, it's got to be the crack of, not even the crack of dawn there. So thank you. But Paula, I really do appreciate this. It's nice to put a face to a name, or a series of faces to names. And I've enjoyed. I think I know some of you guys by proxy now because I've worked on some of the things you've done. But it is nice to do this, and I really do like the idea of training together, because we'll
Yes.
save Paula some time, which will allow her to be more successful for the rest of us, and we can go scare up more business for us all.
I love it. That's the name of the game. All right.
I
Well,
have one quick question.
you bet.
Valentine, what time is it where you are?
2 minutes to 1 a.m.
1 a.m.?
Yeah.
Is that what you said, 1 a.m.? Oh,
Yes.
God, we love you for doing this. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Valentine. And
Thank
she's
you.
probably going, what? These are going to be recorded? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
She's
wondered
going,
when
thank God these are going to be recorded so I can go and watch these when I get up.
That's right. There you go. When I can connect again.
Yeah.
When I finish all that pot of coffee.
That's right. The only last announcement I would say is all of you are going to get vacation time. I have a conference I have to get to. And so I will be gone August 16th through the 21st, but our clients don't know I'm not coming back in until the 23rd. So you'll see Laura, we're going to shoot out an email to the team like we've done in the past. I know Letty and Lisa are familiar with these, but basically when Paula takes the week off, so does the team, and all of our deadlines are pushed out accordingly. So
Okay.
no ABC work. I mean, if you have files, you will have no deadlines during that. We're going to, bump out those deadlines and how they come in. You'll see it all in the email anyway. So August 16th through the 22nd.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect.
And so therefore we will not be doing an August 17th training. There we go.
That's okay.
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 All right.
We'll make it. We'll
Yeah, I know
survive.
you will. You guys are flying. So thank you again for all you do, all your hard work, all your effort. I got the best team on the planet. I just love each and every one of you and everything that you do for us.
Well,
Thank you,
We
Paula.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
very
Thank you,
much.
Paula.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to meet you all.
everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
Have a
everybody.
great week. Bye all.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.